there, it's Lori here. I am stopping in today with a new video for Altenew. Today's card is about white space. I love clean and simple cards. I love white space, but sometimes white space needs just a little bit of detail. So I'm going to show you how to make your own kind of like a mosaic background, if you want to call it that. This will be a way to keep the white space, but add just a little bit of fun detail. So this is the card we're going to make, and I have a stack of stuff here to show you everything that you need to create this card. First off, you need the dotted swirls debossing cover. I love this cover plate. All it does is emboss or deboss all these little dots. It doesn't cut, but it adds some amazing detail. This is a really fun plate to add to your stash. Next, we're going to use Many Thanks. We're going to use this simple sentiment for the front of the card. We'll be using Halftone Square Dies. We'll be using the bloom from Story of Us. I'm using white cardstock. I have a card base, and then I have a second piece of cardstock for my debossing plate. You'll also need one extra piece for the flowers and the leaves. I'm going to be using the red Cosmos ink cube set, all 4 colors. And then of course I have my Misty. To get started, I'm going to run the cover plate with the cardstock and get this embossed and ready to go. Now that I have this ready to go, I'm just going to lay out a few of the squares onto the embossed area. I want to get as many squares out of this as I can. So just like that, I'm going to run this through my machine and I'll be right back. What's nice about die cutting these squares, you don't have to line them up or tape them. They don't have to be straight. However you're going to cut them out, they will look great just because of that pattern in the background. Next, we're just going to adhere these onto card front. I'm going to score this at 5.5 with my score buddy. Sometimes when you run your cardstock through the die cut machine, you get these little extra pieces. If you have a little sand block, you can just run this over the edges. You can see what's falling off. It just kind of cleans up the edges a little bit, and it will just knock that extra cardstock off the front. So I'm just going to arrange these on the front until I have them just where I want them. Now that I have these placed on my card front, I know where I want them to go, and I'm going to go ahead and add some tape runner to the back of these squares and then adhere them to the front of the card. First, I'm going to add the solid image right here to the bottom, and then I'm going to stamp this in frosted pink. Now I'm going to add the second detail image right on top. I love this set. These stamps don't have to line up just perfectly, and they will look great regardless. They're very easy to just throw together and create a really pretty bloom. This next layer is Coralberry. We'll add the third detail image, a little bit smaller. This one lines up really easy with the center of the stamp. And we'll stamp this one with Ruby Red. This ink set right here, Red Cosmos, is definitely one of my favorite from Altenew. I love red, and this is just a great mix of pinks, reds, and corals. We'll add in the last detail image right there on top, and this one we'll stamp with Grapevine. Of course, the possibilities are endless with this flower, so many different colors to choose from. Now I've added the 2 leaf images right here. I'm just going to use Forest Glades for the dark one. We'll use Frayed Leaf for the light one. Now with the coordinating dies, I'm just going to add these to the front here with some Post-it tape, and I'll run these through my die cut machine. Now we're just going to assemble the rest of the card. The first thing I'm going to do is use Altenew's Obsidian Black ink and ink up this little sentiment to stamp right down here in the corner of the card. Next, I have a piece of foam tape. I want this as a dimensional on the front of the card. I'm going to add the foam tape to the back of the bloom and then add in the leaf die cuts right here along the side. Now when I adhere the bloom to the card, I have a dimensional on the back of the entire image. So I'll just remove the tape and add this here to the front of my card. The last thing I'm going to do is just add a few clear beads to the front of the card just to add a little bit of sparkle. I'm going to use liquid glue and just attach these to the front of the card. So that's it for my card today. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video, and I hope you're inspired to go add some white space into your card. Thanks so much for coming by today, and I hope you have a great day.